Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's me, it's the GOC coming to you live to tape. Same day coverage, 20 feet below the surface of the earth, down here in the bunker. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Here to review round one, night two. Fresh off the presses, I want everyone to sit back and relax because let me tell you something, we're not going anywhere for a while. It was a 4-hour live show on Saturday night, streaming on all social media platforms, Facebook and Twitch. It was unbelievable what happened on night two for round one. I'm here not to talk about me, not to talk about my matchup, although we'll cover it because you know that I was on night two. And who knows when I'll return, but we're going to get back to the good news when it's concerning your old buddy, the GOC Kirkland Esquire. So again, grab your soda pop and your popcorn, WWAB Network, WWAB fans, WWAB Universe, because it is about you, the fans. We're going to go through, as I always do, the good, the bad, and the ugly from Avi Klein's The Green Room as we continue on with this 64-person tournament, single elimination bracket style. It's unbelievable what's happening. A lot of people have been eliminated. There's been a lot of upsets. Only a few people have moved on to round two, and that's what we're here to talk about. Who has moved on? Who is 2 out of 3? Who has disappeared and who has vanished? Right now, I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Go to me at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Hit the link on Twitter. That will knock you over to my YouTube channel. And of course, on Instagram, or as they call it, the Gram, it's at the Guardian of Chaos. I don't want you to miss it. Stay tuned. We're going to bounce over right now, maybe even over to Facebook Live, because we're going to continue breaking down The Green Room with the GOC. All right, welcome back, fans. Don't you dare miss it. I'm glad that you're here. This is show 4 of my coverage, in addition to the WWAB Network and Avi Klein's The Green Room. I'm here to break it down. You see that I'm ready, that I'm in capacity. It's live to tape. There is no crowd here tonight. This is a one-man show. It's unique. It's unscripted. It's raw. I don't edit it. Whatever happens, whatever comes out is what comes out. And if you don't like it, change the channel. So we're going to keep it professional. I'm going to get past this opening monologue. I won't take too long because we have a lot to cover here tonight. This will be uploaded. This will be tonight. After you're done watching the World's Strongest Podcast with Ken Patera and Avi Klein, and I'm sure David Holliday will be on, the odds-on favorite in this Green Room tournament. There's a lot of things to discuss, and the impartiality and the allegations and everything that's going on in the Green Room. So after you watch the World's Strongest Podcast, I want you to come over here. And I want you to go on my Facebook page, and I'll stream this, and I'll tag everybody, and I'll put it out there. And if you don't like it, block it, mute it, whatever you want to do. But share, make a comment, leave something in the comment page. Go to Avi's page. See what's going on. This is an addition to what you get. You will not get anything else like this anywhere else but here. I've adjusted the cameras. I'm trying to get through the connection. We have a lot of things going on down here at the bunker. Wherever it leads us is where it's going to lead us. But just know that I'm here, I'm always here, and nobody, and I mean nobody, will outwork the Guardian of Chaos. This is what you will get if I am the Green Room host. Entertainment personified, guests, no guests, celebrities, no celebrities, the common man. All I really need is you, the fans. And that's all I really need. You voted me in 2 weekends in a row, every Saturday night live. And that's right, Avi brings me on for a reason in the time slot of 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's all for a reason. Because I'm brought in as the character I am, well-known, unknown, nomadic, not household name. It doesn't matter. I bring in the ratings. I bring in the fans because the fans connect with the Guardian of Chaos. You may think I'm crazy. You may think I'm nuts. You may think I'm a nomadic madman. I don't care what you think. I just know that you'll watch. So everybody out there, I don't care what platform you're on. I don't care what sponsor you are. I don't care if it's Right Guard. I don't care if it's Sharpie. I don't care if it's Sweet Heel. I don't care who it is. You follow the Guardian of Chaos and you see what I do for entertainment. You go to my social media platforms and you'll see what it's all about. And if I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to get the opportunity of a lifetime to be the host of the Green Room, this is what you would get. You don't need anybody else. You could have a co-host, but you don't need to have anybody else on here. I don't need any guests. It's a one-man show. I'll sit here and I'll cover a complete idiot's guide to pro wrestling, and I'll go through page after page, and we'll be here for a 24-hour marathon. This is what you get when you get the Guardian of Chaos to be a host of whatever product it is that you're trying to sell. You want ratings? Give me a chance. Let me step up to the plate. Give me my own platform because I have one already. So as I'm 6-7 minutes in here, you talk about opening monologues, and I'll give it to you, David Holliday. I'll give it to you, Jamie Sparling. I'll give it to you, Howard Collado, when you come on. All these people, the originals. I'm talking up to you, Holliday, Collado, Doyle, or Collado. That's the right way to say it. That's the right way to pronounce it. Howard Collado. The originals. Listen up and pay attention because this is what you get. A lot of things have been said. I'm going to wrap up this opening monologue. There's a lot of people that put in powerful performances on Saturday night. You really did? Hats off! Kudos to everybody. I'm going to cover all of yous here. Every single competitor, because I'm here to give the rub and the pop to you. Not only do the fans make this engine run, this thing that we do, I make this thing that we do because I'm here to put you over. Remember that. No matter what you think of me, any other way, any other way, it doesn't matter. You get that right? So this is your opening monologue. This is the passion, charisma, and everything that you'll get here. And this is the look among anything else. So I'm going to say that to say this and get off my soapbox. I'd like to keep it under 10 minutes, but I can go on and do this forever. Remember that. So here we go. Thanks for hanging in there, putting up with the monologue. I greatly appreciate it. I am amped up. Okay? It's going to be a late night burning the oil and then an early morning for the GOC because I don't know what's going to be thrown at me. I don't know when I'm going to be called into the fire. I have to be prepared. And as you watch this, you'll see who's really prepared. Round 1, night 2. Over 1.5 million views, streaming on 37 pages. Really is unbelievable. And I'm going to say that whoever the WWAB network and Avi Klein has working in the studio and putting together these video montage collages, highlight reels, whatever you want to call it, it really is second to none. And something maybe I can learn about that, with my dial-up internet and still having connection problems. And don't give me the full weight. I want to put that out there right now. This is a semi-shoot. Don't always give me the weight on the connections. Everybody's got connections and got problems. And I'm trying to do that's neither here nor here. Jack and Gleason, Kraft, Camden. Do you understand what I'm saying? Patience. Bring it down like I did on night 2. And this is in honor of a lady who taught me this, and I use it daily, and that's a shoe. Just like with the technical stuff. Remember, I tell it like it is. You don't like it? Change the channel. I'm going to be here regardless. Anahu. 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 With me now. Anahu. Breathe deep. Breathe in. Take it all in. Anahu. King Curtis Ayukea. Thank you, my brother. Okay, 10 minutes in. Enough with that. Thank you. So back to Festive Fine Klein, because that's the kind of mood that he was in. Mr. Festive Fine Klein. And I got to tell you, that's why I had to wear double shades. And I understand why now everybody's wearing the sunglasses. Avi, the jackets, you got a lot of class. You're pure class in a glass. But when it comes to dressing with those suits, it's a sight to behold. And I'll say that to say this. Here we go. Avi and Pete talk about a family divided. We all know who Pete is. Pete from Sharpie Pete. I'll say that to say this. I admire the hairstyle. I like it. What? What do you use? Use a razor, shaving cream? What? Do you rinse? Do you lather? Do you put a little conditioner, a little shampoo? Do you use the Mach 3? I don't know what you do. I'm asking. You're probably on the links right now with Davis Jubilee. Don't think I wasn't paying attention. On the links with Davis Jubilee? Really, Pete? I don't miss anything. I really don't. And you're going to see as I move on. I don't care if I have to stay here for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was a 4-hour show Saturday night. So if I have to go 4 hours to review it, I will. Duly noted, Pete, on the golf course. Duly noted out on the links. You never know if I might show up, or my buddy, Jay Brony, likes to hang out at local golf clubs and hobnob with the hobnobbers. You know my boy Jay Brony, right? My boy Jay Brony. And that was brought up several times, the name Jay Brony. Jabroni. Don't get it messed up. Listen, do you see what happens here when I mention Jay? Let's put it back on, because that's where it belongs. Even at this age, right? Still, ow. So back to Pete, probably on a golf course. He'll see this tonight. He will watch this tonight. So they're talking about everyone wants to win. We all know that. The WWAB family is divided. Avi predicts, like he has been all along, one of the originals, the OG of the Green Room, David Holliday, to win. The main event, Holliday. Main event. That's all I keep hearing. Main event. I'll give you credit, Holliday. You've earned it. You belong in the main event, at least co-main event. I'll give you credit for that, Holliday. I'm not taking that away from you. They talk about the unpredictability of the draw of categories and the wide array of challenges. I have to agree with that, because he doesn't give you anything. He's tighter than a crab's ass, Avi Klein. You get that, right? He doesn't give you anything. So I'm very impressed by the video and production, as I alluded to before. Avi shows a montage at the beginning of the show of all the competitors, 7 or 8 minutes, that showcases all 64 competitors. Nobody gets shortchanged. Everybody gets to pop and gets to rub and gets their time. You got to say that. And I'll say that to say this. So Avi shows another beautiful montage of a man I respect, a man I wish I had a chance to manage. It just wasn't meant to be. And that would be one, the Patriot. The real, original Patriot, Del Wilkes. What a beautiful montage. And of course, you know that every Sunday night, live at 8 p.m., Avi Klein and Del Wilkes present Unmasking the Truth. And yes, they have on Pastor Andy McDaniel, and you'll see the correlation, Wrestling with Faith, every Sunday night on Unmasking the Truth, along with David Holliday. The whole Carolina connection between Holliday and Del, Clemson, South Carolina. I get it. I got friends down there. I get it. Again, great montage. The Patriot. Unmasking the Truth. Don't miss it Sunday nights live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All your other regions and coast time, check it out for yourself. Will you please? I got enough to do here. So, the Patriot and the Pastor. Andy McDaniel, making it simple and, of course, keeping it simple. And I'll say this is also a part shoot besides part of a work here. I listen to the pastor. I respect the pastor. All things aside, when all this competition, grudges, brothers, this, that, work, skimmetry, whatever it is, that's the bottom line of what the pastor does and what Del Wilkes do in reality. But we'll get back on to what we're trying to do here on the Green Room. You know, it's a parody. It's satirical. Don't anybody get offended. It's a way to work, man. It's a parody. It's satirical. It's the Green Room. It's a cross between Days of Our Lives and SNL. Well, I'm partial to GH. I like GH. Can you leave a comment about Days of Our Lives or General Hospital? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? I like soap operas. Well, yeah. So what? Let's get on to the task at hand. We'll be here all frickin' night. I should have went live with this. Who would have stuck with me? So the Patriot and the Pastor, Avi introduces both Pastor Andy McDaniel, if you will, and you know the connection and the treating and under the tree of woe and the tree of learning from the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, with Andy McDaniel. That's very influential here. Del Wilkes, I don't have to tell you about his lineage. Avi, now here we go, because we have to do, the rules. If you're not, go back to my YouTube channel, go back to my Facebook and figure out the rules, or go to Avi Klein's page, even better. Okay, and I'll tag it in this video, and watch the replay. Share it, put it out there. Not Madonna, although I did work a show security for Madonna down in Florida in the 80s, but not Madonna. Share. Whew, glad I got that out of the way. Okay, so the Pastor and the Patriot, Avi picks Andy's photo. So right then and there, thank God for the WWAB network and for the fans, the fans, that this is a 2 out of 3, because both of these men have a lot to say, and they're just very, very powerful, influential men. Avi comes up with the debate challenge. Now, this is the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to analyze everything. I will be here forever. I'm going to break it down, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the things that stuck out to the GOC Kirkland Esquire, because not only was I a performer in this competition, not only am I in it to win it, I also go back and rewatch and review it, because I'm studying and watching everybody, including you, Avi Klein, because you continue to call me Anahu. Breathe deep. Okay, back to the task at hand. Debate challenge, as I said. Andy had to come up with, here's his debate: the benefits of David Holliday over Del Wilkes as a host of the Green Room. Now, again, you watch it, Andy's well-spoken. He puts out a powerful message in life and as a person and as an entertainer. Let's face it. So he goes on with that in the debate challenge, and then Del has to go on with, why is Cosmo Kramer, the characters from Seinfeld, more entertaining than Ralph Cramden, a.k.a. Jackie Gleason? No, yeah, I'm always referring to it. I love Jackie. And Archie Bunker. So Del has to come up with that debate. And to hear Del's viewpoint on Cramden and Jackie Gleason and Cosmo Kramer, that was worth the price of admission alone. So that was a great debate. So both men stepped up to the challenge on their 2 debates. Let's see what happens as we move on with Patriot versus the Pastor. Stay tuned here. I don't give it all away at once. You got to continue to go with the flow. This is a program, a show. This is what I do. This is what the segue on what you would get. This is like watching Letterman in the 80s. Maybe I'll slap somebody around like Lawler did Andy Kaufman. I don't care who you are. So we continue with the Patriot and the Pastor. Avi votes on the debate challenge. Avi votes for the Patriot, Del Wilkes. Pete from Sharpie comes in, because we know that the judges here in the Green Room tournament, 64-person single elimination bracket style tournament, we already know that it's Avi Klein tonight, Festive Fine Klein on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, and Pete from Sharpie, the sponsor, the man who is the Tony Khan or the Martin Scorsese or the Vince McMahon or I don't know, what do you want to call him, of the Green Room? The money man? But he's got influence as a judge too, and I noticed a lot of patterns with Pete from Sharpie. But he may be my boss, so I gotta chill, man. I gotta chill. I'm not kissing anybody's ass. There was enough of that going on Saturday night, and we'll get on to that. I'll say that to say this, and you'll never get tired of hearing that. Pete votes Andy, Avi votes Del. It goes to the fans. And we know there was a tight vote because everyone loves these 2 gentlemen. The fans vote Del in a hotly contested vote. So now Dell in this challenge is up 1-0. We go on to the next challenge, which is promos that Avi pulls out of his hat, where he makes a reference later on to the Easter Bunny or Bugs Bunny or something like that. I don't know what it is, Avi. It's like, continue to be wrapped in chains down here in the bunker. And if you know my past, you know why it's a representation. Can you get into the head here, please? So we go on to the next challenge, which is promos. Now, Andy's promo is on using the word Del can't in 3 sentences. You get it? You following around? Del can't, Del can't. So now Andy has to make, Pastor Andy, if you will, has to make up 3 sentences that use the word Del can't. And bang, he knocks it right out. Andy McDaniel, come on, he's on the ball. Former law enforcement, athlete, entertainer, pastor. Are you kidding me? So then we go on to Del. Now, in turn, Del Wilkes has to use the word in 3 sentences. Andy can't. So you see what Avi's doing here. Yin, yang, vice versa, versa, vice. You see what he's doing here, right? So now role reversal here. So Del comes out with a nice one on why Andy can't. Both of them, it's like the alphabet game that Duke Drosy plays, who's a genius at that. And Rich Mazzotti matched him, too. I will say that. I'm not here to talk about all the competitors because we'll be here for 5 days. When it comes up to your matchup, I'll give you the rub. Until then, and whatever sticks out and I remember in my head, I'll mention it. Like the dumb pitcher that rock blocked me with the mini-me and, Dr. Evil with me and Duke Drosy. If you're listening to the shows here and you're paying attention. I hope you are. So they both knock it out of the box in that alphabet game. Is unbelievable if you ever get a chance to watch it and go back and check it out. So here we go. They both knock it out of the box. Now, Avi's reading the comments with the fans. I'll give him credit. He's very interactive. The fans are a very big part of the show. So I like that in between there. This is just my opinion, my viewpoint, and I'm breaking it down like I see it. I like that he interacts with the fans there and reads the comments. It makes you feel alive and interactive, right? Don't you want to be a part of something bigger? No. Anyone? I got to ask somebody behind me? I don't know. So there we go. So I like that. Here we go on the challenge and who votes. Again, Avi, Pete. And if we don't need the fans, because it's one-sided, then we don't need the fans. And you guys are out of luck. What can I tell you? It's not my rules. Avi votes for Andy. Pete votes for Andy. I was very surprised. Pastor Andy takes home both votes. I got to tell you, Del, he feels like Pete actually mentions this, and me and Del and I, let me be politically correct, you never know who's watching, right? My grammar school teacher could be watching and say, Chaos, GOC, watch your grammar. Okay, so Pete voted for Andy and gives us a clue into the mind and the madness of the man from Sharpie. I still want to know that Vegas story between you and James, but I digress. I'll get on to that. I have sources out in Sin City. Are you kidding me? Really? Really? Anyway. Pete feels personally attacked by Del Wilkes. Okay, I've felt that before, and Pete has made that same comment to me. So Pete is, supposed to be biased, like Avi's supposed to be biased, but I don't know if it's always that way, man. I'm just going by what I hear. Like I go by the eye test, like I go by how you treat me and how I treat you. I don't give a dang about anybody else. I go by me. So Pete, I'm noticing a little pattern. I'm just saying, you could be I get it. Okay, so now we're tied at 1-1 here in the challenges. So moving on, the next challenge, which is the tiebreaker. Avi pulls out of his hat again. Here comes Peter. Bugs Bunny, Easter Bunny. He pulls out of his hat trivia. That's the next challenge for the Patriot and the Pastor. Trivia. Here we go. Andy. And again, I'm not 100% accurate. I'm breaking down the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you missed something, make a comment, share, or do something. Andy has to come up with the first name of 2 NBA Hall of Fame inductees that played with Michael Jordan as a Bull. I think I'm correct when I say that. Bang. He knocks it out of the box. Andy gets it correct. As I said, Smart man, $1 million man, law enforcement. I mean, come on. Come on, really? We go on to the second question for Andy. Avi's throwing him out fast and furious, as I always say. This is something, I guess even Avi made a reference to the Doyleosaurus, Mickey Doyle himself. And all kidding aside, Mickey, I hope you're healing up. Joe, I hope you're watching. I hope you're digging. I really hope you are. You're getting into the mind and seeing what's really reality and what's fiction. Thanks for watching. Heal up, Mick. Mick. Hey, Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Does that make you feel better? Maybe? I don't know. So here we go to tiebreaker to trivia. Again, the second question after the NBA question, which Andy knocked out of the back box, we go to the Stone Ages. It's a question about the name of the Stone Ages. I don't know where he came up with this one, but guess what? Andy McDaniel got it right, like he's a mad scientist. So bing, 2 questions, 2 in a row for Andy McDaniel. I couldn't even believe the question. Third question. The oldest European founded city in the United States. Now, who knows this? Fred Ottman Tugboat claimed he was the master of useless information in his matchup with Adam Bomb, Wrath, if you will, Brian Clark. I think Andy McDaniel might have taken that title from you, Tugboat. I'm just saying. No Armageddon. You see what I did there, Brian Clark? You see? Back to what I'm talking about. So he gets that right, and then he gets the third question. The oldest European founded city in the United States. I don't even remember what the answer was. You'll have to go back and check it out yourself. This forces you to watch the replay. Was it Utah? What was the question? I don't even remember the question, the GOC. So let's move on. Let that marinate. 3 out of the box. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Remember the Gas House Gorillas, the Gas House Gang from Bugs Bunny? Anybody remember that, Bugs Bunny? Bugs Bunny, first base, second base, Bugs Bunny, third base, Bugs Bunny, right field, Bugs Bunny, catcher, Bugs Bunny, pitching, Bugs Bunny. The pterodactyl, back a perfect pitch. Did I get off track there? I'm just trying to be entertaining and show you that side of me. This is down in the bunker. But bear with me. We'll get through this. I promise you. Sit back, grab a beverage, get your dinner, sit down, and whatever it is you're doing, take me on the road, your jog, take me to the gym. But watch, because you know what? I know that you are anyway. Let's not fool each other. You don't have to fool me. I'm your friend, remember? So we go on. 3 right out of the box. I want that to marinate in. We continue with Patriot versus the Pastor. Again, this was worth the price of admission. This is what you do. You start off hot. Avi knows what he's doing when he's setting up the lineup card for these matchups. I mean, this is what it's all about. You start off hot. It's not always about the main event and David Holiday or whatever you want to say. You got to have your mid-carders. You got to have your opening matches. It's like A-ball, AA, AAA, the big leagues. We all play a part, man. Am I right? So we go on to now Dell's questions. Here's the first question from Avi Klein to Patriot Dell Wilkes. Name the only Major League Baseball team to never make the World Series. Bing, bang, boom, boom. Pretty easy. Jay Brony texted me the answer. He was right on it. And of course, Dell Wilkes got it right. And for you fans that don't know, should I throw out the answer? I'm a big MLB fan. Let's go Mets. You got to believe? No? 1986? No. The King of Queens, the bad guys won. Keith Hernandez. No. Doc Gooden, Strawberry. Anyway, let me not talk about that. So he gets it. It's the Seattle Mariners. Right out of the box, Del Wilkes. Unbelievable. Second question. U.S. president assassinated while in office. It's a multiple choice now. Obviously, spin the wheel, make the deal, changing the questions, different things. Certain competitors get questions, go on, don't go on. Certain things are different challenges. This is all him and Pete. This is what they're doing. They're trying to play mind games with the people that are competitors and you, the fans. So you got to be on your game. You got to pay attention. So U.S. president assassinated while in office, multiple choice. Unfortunately, my friend, the Patriot, one tough SOB, All-American, unbelievable human being, a true patriot. He got it wrong. So there was no need for the third question. Andy wins, and now it's 2-1, if I'm not mistaken, Pastor Andy, and that's it. He goes up. He wins the challenges 2-1, and he goes up in the best of 3, 1-0. Pastor Andy McDaniel over the Patriot Del Wilkes. Talk about upsets. Listen, we talked about Paul Roma being upset by Stephen Lee, and maintaining the truth, Paul Roma. And we're going to get on to Paul and what he's doing for Tunnels to Towers later on. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss that segment here on the preview review here down in the bunker with the GOC. So Andy McDaniel is up, just like Stephen Lee and Roma, one and done. But this is best 2 out of 3, so there will be a rematch. And Del was very confident. He was very gracious in defeat. That's how men handle it. Real men, men of integrity, men that have what it takes, what I like to call testicular fortitude. Are you paying attention? So unbelievable way to open up the show. The pastor's up. Congratulations, Pastor. And I will continue to watch, sir. And Patriot, I know you're coming back. And listen, I'll see you Sunday night. Well, Jay Brony's going to watch. He's watching. He's always in the room. He's always in the chat room. So we'll see you Sunday night, unmasking the truth. So we move on to another incredible video package of the crew that whatever's going on there at the WWAB, they're putting together these unbelievable promos. I don't know who's responsible for it. It's not me. So we move on to the next matchup, as he likes to call himself now and again. I have personal interest in this matchup, and I hope you are watching. If you're not, you're missing the boat. We're 30 minutes in here. We're going to be here a while. RG James and Jessica. Jessica looking Gucci there, huh, kid? I don't want to give you compliments in case I have to face you if I win my best of 3. We'll get on to that. Beautiful video montage. And then RG James, right guard James, looking pretty spiffy there in the suit, James. I'll say that to say this. Why did Festive Fine Klein make you stand up? What did he think you were in your Johnny shorts? What did you think you were wearing, tighty whities? What were you in boxes? Were you maybe something a little riskier? Maybe a thong, James? James? Anyway, that's just things that I noticed. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I already told you that. So here we go. First off, you can't make this up with the making them stand up. That right there was worth also the price of admission. And I'll keep saying that because I like that phrase. It's one of my several hundred catchphrases. Do you get it? It's like the dehydrated BB line. Come on, stay with me here. So Avi ends up pulling out the picture of Jessica, so we know that this is the long haul, and it's going to be through the whole May Madness tournament. 2 out of 3. Here we go. The first challenge is improv. But Pete comes in, and I'm going to say that to say this again, Pete. What happened in Las Vegas, and why are you butting in on this match personally? I get it, you're the sponsor. I get it, you tossed Pete, James, out on his ass. I get it, a couple years ago, you guys met at a convention in Las Vegas. I get it. We're going to find out that story one way or another, come hell or high water. Trust me, read the profile. Again, you don't realize what you're dealing with. What? Okay. So Pete pops his head in here, and now here it is. He's going to be involved directly in judging this, and Avi's actually off screen, Festive Fine, taking a little break, maybe getting a little agua, maybe a number 2. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Maybe he's taking a nap. He's a busy guy. So I'm gonna say that to say this. Now, James has to sell the concept of granola bars to Pete. In turn, Jessica has to sell Pete homeowners insurance. Okay, I'll admit, this was like watching paint dry, or maybe like watching grass grow. Jessica's easy on the eyes, a smart lady. James is a businessman. He originally 20 years ago wanted to get involved with Avi. You know they go back like 8 tracks, right? You guys know the history. You've been watching from day one, right? Have you? Is anybody? So there's something going on there. 20 years ago, he was the original investor, James. Remember all that? And then the James Pete connection. I'm not making this up. This is relevant. This is stuff, if you're paying attention, you have picked up on. Whether it's relevant or not, you make the decision. I already know what I think. You got to be an independent thinker and do your own thought. And it's all about who's number one and looking out for number one. So both of them, they vote now, okay? Both of them were okay enough, okay? Avi votes for Jessica. Pete, I knew this was going to vote for Jessica. Something's going on there. So now Jessica's up 1-0. I found Pete to be, in my own independent evaluation, it's taken myself out as a competitor. I found him to be very impartial towards Jessica. I felt a vibe there. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you the good, bad, and ugly. So Jessica sweeps right there. She's up 1-0 now. The next challenge, again, is improv. So here we go. James has to borrow money from Pete in this one. Again, Pete's directly affected. Avi's off screen. I don't know. Maybe he's taking a shower. Maybe he's throwing some gel in his hair. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's out getting a new pair of sunglasses. Anyway, so Pete's directly involved in this one because I think it's the connection with James. I'm just telling you what I think. That's my own personal opinion. So Pete has to borrow money, and this may be what happened in Sin City. I'm just throwing it out there, hypothetical. Think about it for yourself. James has to pretend that he's borrowing money in this improvisational challenge from Pete. And he does pretty good. I'll give him credit, but Pete's one tough nut to crack. I'll tell you, that's my nutcracker. I don't have to wait till the Christmas Carol till December. That was my nutcracker of the night right there. Okay? So I'm going to say that to say this. He did okay with that. Pete didn't seem overly impressed. And then Jessica, in turn, had to perform while she was stuttering, which is something I rarely do. And I'll give you credit, Klein. You don't stutter. I'll give you credit. You want to call me out? Get out, clown. See how get out, clown? Okay. In the bank. You just made the list. So here we go. She has to make Pete think that she wants him to stay while she's stuttering. I don't know how I would do it. You got to be on the spot. You got to be quick. It's what the green room's all about. You're on the spot. There's no script. It is what it is. The challenge comes up. It's not predetermined. He's not telling you what to do. This is all improv. This is what the green room is about. So she had to do that. She did okay, and Pete was like, you had a little baby rocking, and you're giving it the bottle, and Jessica was snoozing him to sleep. Pete seemed mesmerized, maybe in a purple haze. I don't know what he was doing. But here we go with the votes. Okay, Pete votes for Jessica. You knew she was going to win that one. I don't know what happened. I don't even know if Avi voted on that one. I don't know if they all got lost in the purple haze. Kind of like I just did right there. We were talking about stuttering. I think it affected everybody. The Gucci Jessica, stuttering, Pete, votes. I mean, who knows what happened on that one? So there we go. It's obvious that Jessica was winning on that one. And let that marinate as we continue with James and Jessica. The next challenge is a debate that Avi comes up with. And again, Pete has real interest, and you'll see this afterwards. The debate here is iconic horror characters. Now, Jessica has to, in her challenge, debate why Dracula might have been the most iconic horror character. Bela Lugosi, I want to suck your blood. I want to bite your neck. I don't know. That would be maybe my impersonation. I don't know. He didn't ask me. I'm just telling you what Jessica had to do. She had to do Dracula. She sold it. She put it over. She did okay. And then James had to, in turn, do Jason from Friday the 13th and sell that as an iconic horror character to the crowd. I guess he did okay. You get too long? Did I go on too long with that? Well, whatever. Okay. So that's what he had to sell. Here's the votes. Pete, again, voted for Jessica. It was easy to see. Avi in turn voted for James. So we go finally to the fans. Yes, you, the fans, are involved in a big way in this tournament. So the fans and all the votes came pouring in. And you know who won? Again, Gucci. She's easy on the eyes. Jessica takes it home. And now Jessica is up 1-0. Listen, this is no surprise. James, let me not say Pete. Don't get offended, Pete. Although you've been throwing shots at a lot of competitors, we've all noticed. We talk about it in the chat room, Pete from Sharpie. Just remember that. I'm going to say that to say this. James, stick to your wheelhouse, homeboy. Stick to being a sponsor or behind the scenes or the money man, because to step up your game here, and I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, you're not a bad looking guy. You're smart. You're making money. Be happy, bro. Stay in your wheelhouse. Stay in your lane, as they say, because let me tell you something. Jessica gave you the old paintbrush and is up 1-0. And even though this is a best 2 out of 3, you better bring it, because she won the fans over. And it's easier to see why if you're looking for that. She's a good-looking girl, smart too, right? But we gotta have it all, right? It's the green room. Days of Our Lives, SNL, or as I'll say GH and SCTV. How about that? Days of Our Lives and SNL, or GH and SCTV. Can we put out a fan poll? Can anybody that's watching this at 40 minutes in put out a fan poll? Days of Our Lives teamed up with SNL versus General Hospital and SCTV. Let's see who's really watching this all the way through as I come up on 41 minutes and 38 seconds. Let's see who's really watching this and who wants to be a host of the Green Room, who's putting the work in, who's watching, who's paying attention, who's seeing what the other competitors are doing and putting out. This is what it's about. You've got your own show, your own podcast, everyone else that's claiming this around here that are competitors. Why aren't you doing it? Yeah, the main guys are doing it. Ken Patera, Ray Lloyd, Bill DeMott, Paul Roma, Don Morocco, Duke Mike Dumpster Droese, Patriot Del Wilkes, whoever else is coming on after that. They're all doing their shows. They're moving right along. They don't need the Green Room. Remember what Bill DeMott said, funny man? And we're going to get on to that near the end of the show, so stick around. I'm going to address what I saw coming out of Bill DeMott. Got to give that man credit. Telling it like it is. Talk about that. I love that. So we move on here. Jessica's up 1-0, okay? In comes, as I was talking earlier, in comes from Unbelievable every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. It's Maintaining the Truth with Pretty Paul Roma. Avi brings in Paul Roma for an appearance on the Green Room. Now, you know when Roma comes in, the ratings go up, the views go up, the women come up close to the screen. I gotta admit, maybe I do too, Roma. You're a good-looking guy. I mean, didn't I back in the days wash some panties on your abs, something like that? Because yeah, that's another story for. I don't know what I'm talking. Roma, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. But Roma comes in, Maintaining the Truth, probably one of the hottest shows on the WWAB network. So Avi brings in Roma looking jack, ripped, buff, chiseled as only he can, like shredded wheat, even at his tender age. Well, Roma, you only got me by, I don't know. I don't know. You look great, man. So anyway, he comes up with these beautiful camouflage green and I guess in all different colors t-shirts that were beautiful, that on the back have all the insignias of our armed forces. Maintaining the Truth t-shirts. And you know what's even more impressive about that is that all the proceeds will be going to Tunnels to Towers. That's right. The veterans, all the military armed forces, the people that serve and make this country and make it what it is and make it what we can do, what I can do right here, and what you fans can do by watching this, what we all do, our military, our first responders, law enforcement, so on and so forth. So for Roma to do that, the shirts look incredible, American-made, unbelievable quality. Hey, listen, it goes to Tunnels for Towers. It doesn't get better than that. So it was an interesting interview with Roma. Again, Tunnels for Towers, Maintaining the Truth every Wednesday night with Paul Roma and Avi Klein. And, of course, Roma Nation. Don't you dare miss it. I'm going to say that to say this. Let's move on to the net. And well, I will say this, Roman Nation. Roma said jabronis. Jabronis. I got a text message earlier. Wait, where is it? Where is it? I got a text message earlier from Jay Brony, and he said, did Roma say my name? Did Roma say, he was all excited, his blood pressure was up. He was like, did Roma say my name? Did Roma say Jay Brony? I said, no, Jay. No, Jay, he didn't. He said Jabroni. He didn't say Jay Brony. Will you guys help him out online? He doesn't know what he's doing. Just help him out, please. So that was interesting. Up next, we have Hauser Odalak Hauser. I don't know what's going on against another guy that I respect from down under. Good day, mate. A little shrimp on the barbie. I say it all the time because it's a beautiful place. Although I've never been there, he looks so majestic. Some days you're the pigeon, and some days you're the statue. And Shannon Revell, a firefighter, it looks great down under. Shannon, I salute you. A true American hero, again, another one that comes, whether it be military, first responders, law enforcement, all those different things. You got to respect the people that do the job that you don't want to do. So we're going to get onto that. Listen, Avi pulls out Shannon's photo. So unfortunately, it's 2 out of 3 that you got to go with this nut job. He's disheveled. He's got blotches. He's got burns on his skin, his hair. He's picking his nose. He's picking his ass. I don't know what he's doing, but he's one strange character, and he reminds me a lot of people I know and other people that I know. There's something going on here. A lot of funny things. This is what you get at the green room. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's at work. You don't know what's real. You don't know. But it is strictly parody and satirical. Did I say that right? I think I did. There's nobody here. There's nobody here to correct me or edit me. And I know you're still watching. You see, I'm trying to get comfortable down here in the bunker. It's not easy. I have to cover a 4-hour show in like an hour and 15 minutes. Stick with me. So we go on to that. Again, I don't know what's going on with Hauser Odalak. I really don't. But here we go. We're going to try to get through this and forge through on this. The first thing that comes up, we know it's 2 out of 3. Okay, again, the video montages are unbelievable in what they're doing to promote this and promote each contestant and competitor. Second to none. I have to say that again. So here we go. A trivia challenge of all things. And Howard, did I say Howard? Is that a Freudian slip? No, I meant Hauser. I meant Hauser Odalak. I didn't mean Howard. We'll edit that part out. Hauser Odalak. Hauser Odalak. The question from Avi is, what were Elvis's last words in public? And whatever it was, inaudible tech issues, I don't know what's going on with Hauser Odalak Hauser, whatever his name is. I know he's been around and he's a weird dude, man. I'll just say that. I'll say that like 70s style. You know what I'm saying? So Elvis' last words in public, and guess what? He said something like, "I," or something like that, and obviously said he got it right. Second question. What is known to show a person's geniusness? Let me correct that. This is what you do when you're live to tape, live here. I should have went live on Facebook. It wouldn't have mattered. You guys would have stuck around. What's known to show a person's genuineness in their smile? In other words, what is it? Their eyebrows, their mannerisms, their smile, their teeth. What is it? That's the question that Avi's trying to ask this guy with the brain of a turnbuckle. And again, I'll use a dehydrated BB. I don't know what's going on. So that's the question. But again, whatever he rambled, or whatever it is, he got it. Avi said he got it right. That's 2 in a row. And for whatever reason, during this segment and part of the show and the broadcast, which is live, we're live, make no mistake about it, he started having a meltdown, Hauser. He started talking about the Music Man and kept referring to the Music Man. They're all interconnected. I said it months ago, if you've been paying attention. And I've said it since we started these broadcasts. There's something going on. DJ Hoo-Wah, who we'll get onto. Music Man, Hauser Odalak, Howard Collado. I don't know what's going on. I mean, you guys got to figure it out for yourself. This is the mystery. This is the green room. This is why you're here. And why you're here now in the bunker. So we move on to, again, his appearance that really threw a lot of people off. Talk about making onions cry. That's what Hauser Odalak did. His face, I don't know what happened. It looks like he got hit with a 2x4 or something. I don't know what happened to him. So we go on to, he actually gets 3 questions in a row out of the box. He gets all 3 questions while incoherently rambling. So I don't know how Avi kept track of that. So we go to Shannon, and Avi gets a little twist, and he comes up with some Aussie trivia. Good day, mate. Crocodile Dundee. I know it. I know it. I get it. I'm putting Shannon in a box there. No offense, Shannon. I got to do a little more research. I like the fireworks on New Year's from Sydney. It's a nice country. Roma said it's beautiful. I like Australia. So he comes up with some Aussie trivia. You got to give Klein credit, right? Festive Fine, right? Should be Encyclopedia Klein. I like that. Encyclopedia Klein. He comes up with something about who was the only one of these famous actors and stars out of film, TV, legends, icons that weren't not born in Australia, down under, if you will. And the answer was Russell Crowe. So Shannon Ravel, boom, right out of the box, he gets it correct. Correct. The next question Avi came up with was, what is the most northern point in Australia? I'll give you a second to Google it. The most northern point in Australia. Well, of course, Shannon Ravel is down for under, so he got it right, and that would be Cape York. So, boom, the 3 questions he came up with Aussie trivia, and of course you would expect it. Shannon Ravel gets all 3 straight out of the box. Unbelievable. Boy, he was on his game, and we're tied up at 1-1. It really was incredible. We went from the trivia challenge so when I say tied up at 1-1, Hauser got all 3 questions right. Shannon got all 3 questions right. You get the correlation. You're paying attention. 1-1. Here we go. Let that marinate. That Odalak is tied with Shannon and got 3 questions in a row. Shannon, you do great work with the WWAB network on social media. Can I recognize that as well as your firefighting hero duties? You're a good man, Ravel. I salute you. Let that marinate. Hauser versus Shannon Ravel continued. You're staying with me here down in the bunker with the GOC Kirkland Esquire, because I tell it like it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly of the Green Room this past Saturday night. And we'll have more review and preview shows coming out as we move on through a long, hot summer of chaos. All right, let's get back to the task at hand. Next, we have an improv challenge. I don't know how we're getting through this. It was a struggle to get through this. I got to be personal. Hauser has to come up with, here's the first improv challenge that Avi pulled out of the magic hat. He has to kill his arch enemies, or what would he do to anyone who will listen? That was the improv challenge. To kill his arch enemies, he has to say that to anyone who will listen. It really was disturbing and hard to get through. And it should have been like they did back in the WWF in the 80s and the 70s when there was people were busted open, there was blood, or to sell it to the crowd, they would put the circle with the red square, try to block it out so you couldn't see it. They should have done that for Hauser Odalak. And maybe I'd get involved in some video production, although I got my own problems. That's another story. Let's get on to the task at hand. I always told you about the spittle, right? I haven't even taken a break here yet. You know that, right? But we're going to take a quick break. So here we go. The next challenge for the improv for Hauser was he had to play a zombie in his current state. Well, that wasn't a reach. That wasn't a reach, Avi. That wasn't a reach for Hauser Odalak to play a zombie, because he looked like a zombie. He acts like a zombie. So I'm going to say that to say this. We go on to Shannon. Shannon Ravel. Good day, mate. I'm going to say that again. He has to sell musical instruments in this improv. I want you to think about this. This is improv now. The improv challenge. Shannon has to sell musical instruments, but keep doing it while he's hiccuping. And I'll give him a little credit, although what a big man. That sounded like maybe somebody squeezed his testicles or had him like in a vice grip when he was doing this improv. I'm just giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You want me to be honest, right? You could be honest with me. I could take it. It's okay. So he's trying to do hiccups to a musical instrument, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. His second challenge was he had to be a used car salesman while laughing and selling the car. Picture that. You're out there trying to sell a car. You're looking for a car, and a salesman comes up to you, and he starts laughing, all giddy. He's trying to sell a car. So those were the improv challenges. Let's go to the videotape. Let's go to the votes. Avi votes for Shannon. Pete votes for Hauser. I don't know how they came up with that. Who's voting for Hauser? And I'm going to say that to say this. Another thing that I noticed, because I'm honest here to tell you what I noticed. Avi got a nice caboose. Is that what I'm hearing? I hear through the grapevine, Avi, that you got a nice caboose, a nice gluteus maximus, maybe from your bodybuilding days and doing all those squats. A nice caboose, Avi. And you know how I know that? Because Pete from Sharpie confirmed that you have a nice caboose. Were you guys in the sauna together at one time or something? I'm just asking the question. Don't be offended. No offense, no harm, no foul. Just saying. You have a nice caboose. I'll have to check that out. Maybe you could stand up on camera for us. Also, I notice as I get a little aggravation, listen, this is what happens when you're live. A knife through hot butter was mentioned a couple times on the Green Room Saturday night. I'll never forget a promo I cut with ECW and WCW and WWF veterans, stars, if you will. Joel, the quintessential stud muffin Gertner, and Jason effin Knight, the sexiest man alive from the Impact Players. And of course, Blat! 187 Homicide. East Coast Killer, West Coast Killer, like a knife through hot butter. Or as I like to say, festive, like a hot knife through butter. And I'm going to take your blood and I'm going to analyze it. A legendary promo by an unknown independent contractor. Thanks for the rub, pal. A knife. But remember, it's not just a knife. It's a hot knife through butter. Soak it all in, baby. This is what you get if I was the host. This is what you would get. I'm not saying 7 nights a week, but Saturday nights live. This is what you would get. So here we go. Shannon now is up 1-0. And I got to tell you, Shannon said the same thing that Del Wilkes said, that I said. Pete is a little impartial and having some problems with and some heat with the competitors. Like David Holliday, that everyone seemed to forget, has all the heat with the pro grapplers and the legends. Pete's getting some heat with Del Wilkes, Shannon Revell now. We got a little history, Pete. Tread lightly, my friend. You're the boss. But we all can't be controlled. The bottom line is Shannon's up 1-0. That's all you need to know about that. So we'll see what happens moving forward. The next matchup, and you could see him every Monday night. I believe he was on tonight. Whenever this airs, Monday nights at 6 p.m. It's the world's strongest podcast with Olympic strongman legend. And that would be one Ken Patera. What an unbelievable guy. Talk about true Olympic heroes, strongmen, legends. You're not going to want to miss a world's strongest podcast Monday nights live with Avi Klein and Ken Patera. So Ken Patera against a man who I have nothing against personally. He hasn't stepped in my way yet. But he had a lot to say about Ken Patera. And I at first found it very, very insulting. I get we're all competitors and we're all trying to make a living and all go through the same thing. If you see what I posted on social media and on Facebook about all this toxicity and coming at each other and I don't have a dog in this fight. JC, you're a person like that hits the nail right on the head. What you did attacking Ken Patera, Pucara, calling his spittoon, you're chewing spit, making fun of him, kind of mocking him. First off, Avi pulled out a photo of JC that would scare the rats off Cheesecake, and I know I've used that before. So this is a best 2 out of 3 to begin with. We'll see what happens as we move on. But he really got on Patera by calling him Pucara, and Ken got pissed. He even may have violated some FCC and some censorship. I don't care. I don't care about the FCC. I've been thrown out of better places than this. My whole career for 30, 40 years. I don't care about getting thrown out or thrown off. That doesn't bother me because I'll always come back. Remember that. But Ken was pissed. He called JC, said, stick his finger up your ass. See, I could say whatever I want because I don't have the sponsors. No one's paying me yet. Stick your finger up your ass, JC, Purina, like the dog chow and all that. Ken Patera was on fire. He said he's going to kick his ass. He called him an asshole, really he was. He even called him a cockroach. Cockroach, boy, I'll tell you. This really has a lot of heat to it. The first challenge as we move on, we'll get on to this as we move on. Promo was the first challenge. JC went first. And the question from Avi was, JC, why did you make it personal with Ken Patera? That was the promo challenge here on challenge number one. Ken Patera, the world's strongest podcast, and JC Farina. Boy, did you stir a hornet's nest, JC. I'll give you credit. You stuck to it. You stuck to the gimmick. You came out. You were strong, but you may have bitten off more than you can chew. You don't disrespect in this business. But that's just a personal opinion. That's how I deal with it. Anyway, we get on to the promo challenge. JC says why he made it personal. He's trying to make this real personal. I think he's crossing a line, but hey, it's the green room. Everybody's competing for the same thing. Ken, his promo challenge was why is he not suitable to go on to round two? So Avi's asking Ken Patera, why isn't JC suitable? Well, it's an easy question for Ken Patera to answer, I would think, after he was personally, not physically yet, but we'll get on to that, attacked by JC Farina. So Avi ends up changing the rules, okay? And the rules are that if JC loses the challenge, he's never to be seen on the WWAB or the podcast ever again. That was the challenge. JC's career is over. So that's what it come down to because of the bad blood that has gone on between these two, that Avi changed the deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal. I told you that all the time. He changed the rules. You'll never to be on the podcast again. Let that sink in because of all the heat and disrespect that came out of this, that to Bill DeMott's point, what people didn't predict or what you didn't think about. Let's get on to Patera and JC. So JC and Pete, again, they really, they go at it too. Again, Pete is having a lot of problems with the competitors. We'll move on to the next trivia challenge. Ken has to name a U.S. president and a United States governor who actually wrestled. That's the first thing that comes up with Avi on this and the trivia challenge. Ken Patera has to name a United States president and a United States governor who both wrestled. Boom. Ken Patera gets it right out of the box. Abraham Lincoln and George Bush. Bingo. It doesn't get better than that. The second question. Name the first major comedy Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. I didn't know this. I wouldn't have got it right. You can't Google anything here in the green room. The first major comedy that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in was the second question for Ken in the trivia challenge. He got it wrong. I got it wrong too. The answer was Twins, in case you're wondering. You don't have to go to Google. Stay here in the bunker. The third question. The first NBA star in history. Who's considered the first NBA star in history? Bingo. Coming from Minnesota, this was an easy one. Ken Patera got it. George Mikan. So Patera, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Hey, listen, didn't somebody sing that? Who sang that? It was Meatloaf who sang that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I want you, I want you. I need you, I need you. There ain't no way. Too much? Too soon? Oh, okay. Let's forge ahead, please. So we go on to JC's part of the trivia challenge. He has to come up with what sitcom did Leo DiCaprio play in? I was going to say Leonardo DiCaprio. You see what I did there, right? So bing, JC gets Leo DiCaprio in the first sitcom that he was in. I'll give JC credit. He did a little bit of his homework. And here's something I'm surprised that JC got wrong. I'm surprised that JC got this wrong. Avi comes up with a question from a guy who's from that area about the New York Islanders and their playoff appearances through the 80s. And you know what? JC, you got it wrong, homeboy. You got it wrong, JC. So there you go. He got it wrong. He didn't get it. It was 13 or 14. JC said 12. So I'm very surprised, JC. Are you really a true New Yorker, Long Islander, that area of the country? I don't know. I'm starting to question everything about you, Farina. And I like you. I like you. So here we go. The next question for JC is the first female inducted into the Hall of Fame. It was a multiple choice. So Avi threw out a bunch of multiple choices. And what did JC get? I'll give him credit. He got it right. It was Aretha Franklin. That was a good one. I did know that. Oh, what you want, baby, I got. what you need. And baby, I got RESPCT. Find out what it means to me. That's what you get with the GOC. Do you understand? Are you seeing it now? Are you picking up what I'm putting out? Oh, how long? Well, it doesn't matter how long we are. We're going to continue till we go through this. So we go on there. Now they're tied. JC and Ken are tied. We go on to sudden death. Okay? Ken had to, listen, this was a softball by Avi Klein, in my opinion. Ken had to come up with 4 WWAB co-hosts. And of course, he banged them out. We've said it before. I'll say it again. We know the lineup. Ken Patera got all 4 right. JC's next question from Avi. And again, I think I might have this one. Fans, if you hold on. I think I might have this one. I might have this question, Klein. If you ever ask me, Avi. The question to JC was, what was the square root of 876.3? Let me get this right. I got the, wait. The square root of 876.3. I think I got it. I think I got it. Well, anyway, JC didn't get it. You know that. He called Patera a punk. He went off on Avi. He challenged Ken Patera physically, which this is where I think he crosses the line. I have to say the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got to tell it like it is. That's what I do, not just the character in life. JC forfeited. Ken is up 1-0. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you know what happened? JC, at the end of this segment on the show Saturday night, said he's on the next plane to Minnesota, and he's going out to see Ken Patera physically and handle it like men. JC said he was a bouncer in the clubs back in the day, this, that, whatever he claims he did. But allegedly, and it could be right now, J.C. Farina could be on a plane out to Minnesota, which I wouldn't advise to see Ken Patera. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. J.C. Farina, you go out to Minnesota, and that's what's going to happen to you. So there's what happened there. He may be on his way to Minnesota. I don't think Ken Patera's. Let that sink in. Let that sink in the green room. Let that marinate as we move on here. And again, a hot knife through butter. The next matchup, again, an incredible video montage. You fans know that, but I'm going to continue to say it. I put the rub and put the people over that are doing the hard work and putting the work in. The next matchup, a hot knife through butter. Davis Jubilee versus DJ Pacino, how do you say it? Vanilla fine, festive fine, avocado fine, icy blue, Again, there's something going on. This guy comes on. He looks like he has burns on his face. They talk about David Holiday and with Davis Jubilee. I Freudian before. I said David Jubilee. I'm not sure what's going on between Davis Jubilee, DJ Hooja. There's some sort of connection. I don't know what it is. Davis is talking about David, DJ, Odalak, music, Howard. I don't know. You figure it out. You fans have to stay tuned every Saturday night to see what the heck is going on in the green room. And again, you know what comes up because it always does. And I'm living rent free. And that's okay. I don't mind. I could take the heat. I'm telling you. Get Out Clown is referred to. GOC is referred to, and I'm not even on the show yet. Get Out Clown, Get Out Clown, Get Out Clown. We get it, man. You don't have to beat it like a dead horse. No offense to the NAACP or NCAA, whatever it is out there that for the animals. What is it? The horses and people. I don't know what it is. But we're an hour and 7 minutes in. Don't go anywhere. Don't you dare miss it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. If you're missing out on this, this is what you hang around to see on all the other podcasts. Avi talks about 90 minutes to 2 hours every single night live. This is what you're getting right here now. Live. We're over an hour. Stick with me. We're wrapping it up. We're moving on to Davis Jubilee, DJ Hooja. I was talking about Get Out Clown. Perfect time to take a break with Get Out Clown. I get it. Yes, it helps. That's right. I can't drink coffee at this time. So here we go. And they come, Avi, I'll give him credit. He comes up with a rap battle, fans. You're going to want to see this. Davis Jubilee and DJ Hooja in a rap battle. Unbelievable. First off, This is a one and done because Avi pulls out a picture of another world's strongest man, Olympic hero from Busted Open Radio, and that would be one that will be on the WWAB network soon, and that would be one Mark Henry. That's the photo that Avi pulls out. It's a one and done, so it's a rap battle. DJ with his hat on, a blind wig, not bad. I guess he was so fly. I mean, I don't know, not bad. Davis Jubilee, Jimmy Beam Jubilee from back in the day. You didn't think I forgot, did you? A party like it's 1899, right? Festive Fine? Not bad. Or, I don't know, DJ Vanilla Ice, Eminem, the Beastie Boys. I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea. But, Avi, if you wrote this in, or if you came up with the rap battle, unbelievable. I said the red, the white, the black, and the round, the purple and yellow. I said a bang bang, the boogie to the boogie. Said up jump the boogie to the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop. Like the rhythm to the rate your body rock. Have you ever went over a friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good? I mean, the macaroni side and the peas are moist and the chicken tastes like wood. So you say, that's it. I gotta leave this place. I don't care what these people think. I'm just sitting here making myself nauseous with this ugly food that stinks. Well, that's a little bit of what you get. And see, as we move on and we're ready to wrap it up here, the chains come off the GOC. Talk about your subliminal messages. This is what you get. This is what a preview would be on the Green Room. Are you paying attention, sponsors, fans, co-hosts, people at the WWAB network? So both of them, they really did good. I got to tell you, I don't know what happened. I really don't. DJ was eliminated. The lights went out. He fell off in the middle of his rap. It went dark. I don't know. It was like the Undertaker back in the day. Silence of the Lambs. I don't know what happened. I was watching along with the rest of you. But after the rap, and I'll give Davis Jubilee, man. Davis Jubilee, whoever you are one entertaining person. You're one entertaining SOB, Davis Jubilee. I'll give you a lot of credit. But I don't know what happened. Little Rapper's Delight, brought to you by Little Rapper's Delight. DJ Hooja, out, nowhere to be found. I don't know what happens, but I do know this. Davis Jubilee moves on to round 2, and there's only a couple of people that have done it so far. Stephen Lee has moved on to round 2. Davis Jubilee moves on to round 2. I don't know what happened to DJ Hooja. And, of course, because he's rock blocked me several times. And he was in a ring somewhere down in Virginia or West Virginia, throwing somebody around, missed the spot, supposedly. And that would be one Rock Richards. Rock blocked again. Our paths will cross again, big man. Count on it, Rock Richards. You better be watching. So there we go. That's what happened. Notes. The notes afterwards with Pete, and I noticed this and I referenced to it, and I saw that Jay Brony referenced it on Facebook. Pete and Davis are golfing. Did they go golfing today? Or are they going golfing tomorrow? Maybe before breaking the ice with Ray Lloyd, and we hope you're healing up. Before Face Value with Bill DeMott tomorrow? Or did they go today before World's Strongest Podcast? Pete and Davis Jubilee might be out on the links right now. Kind of like in the old Caddyshack movie with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase and Rodney Dangerfield. Talk about classic golfing movies. I mean, it's no, Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, but I'll tell you something. Davis Jubilee and Pete from Sharpie, who knew? There's a lot going on. And again, out of nowhere, fans, if you were watching, this is what you never know what's going to happen on the Green Room. And I hope you're staying with me. This is entertaining. And if you're not here, you're missing a boat. The Music Man appears out of nowhere. Live to tape. Appears out of nowhere. The Music Man, who's well known to the Green Room and all the fans out there. He makes references to Hauser Odelac and to Howard Collado. The Music Man just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know what it means. He appears and then he disappears. Let that marinate as we move on here. Let me adjust. Everybody stay with me. It's not easy. Music Man and those referrals. Let's move on to the task at hand. Next up, another beautiful montage. Again, the crew is unbelievable. We have a cat fight in the house, and I don't care if you like the reference or not. Maria versus Miranda. Let me tell you something. Two classy, sassy ladies that are a force to be reckoned with on the green room. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, I say this and I'll say it again. I say it all the time. Very, very easy on the eyes and smart. What you want in today's woman. Strong, powerful, beauty, and sassy, and takes no crap and backseat to anyone. And that's how Maria and Miranda on. Serene room, not serene room, it doesn't matter to me. You just get in my way. And I said it before. The verbal paintbrush will come down on you, will rain down on you like no one's business. But I'm not here to talk about that. This one starts off hot and heavy. This reminds me of Beulah McGillicuddy. Say that three times fast. Beulah McGillicuddy versus Francine in the old ECW days. That's what Maria and Miranda reminded me of. Francine and Beulah back in the ECW days. Cat fight from serene to mean. Avi pulls out a photo of Miranda, so we know that it's a 2 out of 3. Here we go. So none of these ladies are going anywhere. They're here for May Madness. The challenge promo. That's what's first up. Heads and tails. Miranda calls heads. Freudian slip. Miranda calls heads, it's tails. Maria lets Miranda go first. A little psychology amongst these two ladies. This has been hot and heavy on social media. A lot of false accusations, a lot of charges out there, a lot of craziness involved with these two ladies. You're not going to want to get in their crosshairs, and you're not going to want to miss it Saturday Night Live. This is a 2 out of 3. So Maria, a little head game into Miranda and lets her go first. Miranda has to do the promo to reveal something about Maria. What she ends up revealing, I found very interesting. I didn't know Maria played the trombone. Maria, you were in a high school band? You played the trombone? Really? So that's what we found out of the green room, that Maria, Maria, I thought you were a businessman. You played the trombone, so I guess it doesn't matter who you are. Maria plays the trombone. That's what we learned. Miranda revealed that Maria plays. No, the trombone is what I said. That's what I said. I didn't say deep vein thrombosis. I'm not a doctor. Did I play one on TV one time? I might have played one at one time. I'm not sure. I have to go back to the video. Warner Wolf, I love you. Let's go to videotape. So we're gonna move on right there. So that's what we learned. Maria, the trombone, a band. Oh wow, who knew? Who knew? So Maria now, in turn, has to reveal something about Miranda, and this is where it got sketchy. This is where she called her a fake psychologist, came up with some crazy story about family, all these different allegations about how old is Miranda, what's going on with this child. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with that, but it was a crazy story. Calling her a fake a psychologist, could talk something about a kid when Miranda was 10 years old, which is technically impossible. So I don't know where she came up with this. I don't want to get involved, but it got hairy about how old is Miranda? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to the next challenge. The second challenge here is Miranda has to convince people in this challenge, combine the serene room and green room, and what would the benefit be of the serene room and green room together on the same platform? Listen, I don't know either. I don't know. There was a fiasco the one time I talked to Miranda. I don't know what the benefit would be with the green room and the serene room, because nobody seems serene. That's for sure. So that's my answer to that question. Maria, in turn, had to come up with the benefit of taking out her competition after she wins. There were all kinds of allegations and weapons and insinuations, speculation, rumor, innuendo. There were all kinds of things going on here between Maria and Miranda. Let that sink in and marinate on the green room here, because it was a long, hot night. We continue with the M&M battle as we move on here from the bunker. We go to the videotape. As I said, we go to the votes. I didn't know Pete played the saxophone. Pete, between Maria playing the trombone and you playing the saxophone, couldn't we get maybe a WWAB band together? Or maybe the green room could have their own band. Do you remember how Johnny Carson had, what was the name? Boy, this one might slip me. You might have me on this one, Dictionary Klein. The band for Johnny Carson. Maybe we can get a green room band that could play the opening song or during the opening monologue as we come on to the green room. I like that idea. So Pete, you play the saxophone, Maria the trombone. We're starting a band here. I'll give a shot at the drums. I'll give a shot at that. Maybe we could start a band. So Pete votes for Maria. You saw that coming. Avi votes for Miranda. We go to the fans. The fans are very important in this. The fans end up voting, and who do they vote for? They voted for Maria. I was very surprised about that. So Maria's up 1-0 officially, but this is where the chicanery comes in, and this is where I got screwed, and we talk about screw jobs all the time. I'm going to talk about it again because I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Avi lets the votes continue, and they keep pouring in, and Avi keeps changing the rules because spin the wheel, make the deal, like I said. Now it's tied. They go to the panel. It's like a roller coaster going up and down, like when Avi reads the opening monologue of all the shows that they're on the WWAB network. So whatever happens, it went from Maria to winning to Miranda winning. Now Miranda's up 1-0. It's a best 2 out of 3. You're going to have to tune into next week's show. But the bottom line is, in the M&M battle, Miranda is up 1-0. And what a roller coaster that was. Let that sink in and marinate in here on the green room. And this is what I do. And this is the effort and everything that I put into this. That's right. As I squirm around and I do this, but this is what you get. Stick with me the whole show. It's 4 hours on Saturday night. This is what you get down here in the bunker with the GOC. This is personal for me next. And I'm going to skip right through it because it's not about me. Next week, Mystery Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it. There's a bunch of mystery opponents, a bunch of household names, a bunch of legends that are coming up next week. So Saturday, May 22nd, Saturday night live, it will be on the WWAB network, and that would be the Green Room, and it's Mystery Week this Saturday night. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, Get Out Clown, Persona Non Grata, all the different things between Avi and I, but I'm not going to put this out here in the podcast. We'll be here forever. This will be a 4-hour show. We know the bottom line is I won the first week. I was voted in by the fans. There's something going on with Avi Klein. Maybe someday, if I'm fortunate and blessed enough to meet and battle wits, maybe we will. Maybe I win, maybe I lose, but it doesn't matter because it's the Guardian of Chaos. Persona Non Grata. Get Out Clown. See what I did there? Get Out Klein. Get Out Clown. Get Out Klein. You like the reference? You like the segue? Again, it's worth noting that I'm on during the SNL monologue, prime time, Saturday Night Live. He didn't know who this week's guest was. It doesn't matter. Last week it was SNL. It was Elon Musk. The bottom line is, during that time slot, the biggest time slot on all networks on a Saturday night is 11:30 to 12 o'clock. Who's on the Green Room at that time? 2 consecutive weeks. And who knows, next time it'll be the same thing. It's one, yours truly, the Guardian of Chaos. Because that's where I belong. In prime time, with the prime time players, no matter what it is. It's just that simple. Give me the opportunity. I'll seize it like I'm seizing it now. And the bottom line is I was down 1-0. I had my back against the wall. All of that is true. I'll be against me the whole 9 yards. But guess what? I came out the victor. It's now 1-1. The pressure is off. It's a best of 3. I don't know when we're on again. I don't know if it's this Saturday night, next Saturday night. It's the month of May. It's May Madness. But the Guardian of Chaos won the challenge against Pinocchio Joe. You won the first week, Joe. But it was by default because the fans voted me in. The fans connect with the Guardian of Chaos. I am the Pied Piper of the WWAB network. They voted for me again this past Saturday night. This is my passion. This is my dedication. This is what I do, with or without you. I was voted in the first night by the fans, and I was voted in again the second night by the fans. It should be 2-0, and Pinocchio Joe should be out of here. It's just that simple. I don't know what you people don't understand, other competitors, what people don't understand. This is where the passion picks up. An hour and a half in, an hour and 15 minutes in, you see what this is all about, right? So it's 1-1, Pinocchio Joe. And I saw everybody that made comments. Okay? I saw everybody. I heard you, Avi, cackling at me. Cackling like a hyena. I get it. Do or die. Yeah, Avi, your own little reference to me shooting blanks. Let me tell you something. I've had it put to my head on this side, and I ain't never shot a blank in my life. So let me say that to say this. I don't shoot blanks as a man. I don't shoot blanks in life. I don't shoot blanks with women. I don't shoot blanks as the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. So spread it out there and put it out there. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about me. I know what the Guardian of Chaos is all about. So if you stuck around to this far and you want to talk about promos and talk about intensity and talk about what's going to happen in all my splendor and all my glory and all my flaws, witness and testify to the guardian of chaos and what it is that I bring to the table and what I do in life before you tread on that water and mimic me. I'm nobody to nobody but to me. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I humbly thank you all. So let's move on. That's all you know and need to know about my matchup on Saturday night. It's 101, 1-on-1. And the series is tied 1-1 in the best of 3. And from the bottom of my heart, all exposed, I thank you, the fans, for voting the Guardian of Chaos in, because you can't stop this, David Holliday. You can't stop this, Howard Collado. You can't stop this, Mickey Doyle. You can't stop this, Pete from Sharpie. You can't stop this, Avi Klein. You can't stop this, sponsors, competitors, legends. You cannot stop this train. You can't stop the Guardian of Chaos. That's just the reality of the facts. Thank you, fans. Continue to like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on all social media platforms. Let that marinate in. We move on, fans. As I said, it's going to be a long, hot summer. I noticed the comments by Eric Heron, Rich Mazzotti, Mickey Doyle, Howard Collado, fellow competitors, fans out there who I called out live. I am always paying attention. I am always watching. I see every comment. And Pinocchio Joe, you could suck up to Pete from Sharpie all you want, like I did Saturday night. Avi, you mentioned it too. That's what I think about that, Pinocchio Joe. So pack a lunch for game number 3 as you try to step up to me, the GOC. Let's get on to the so-called main event, and I'll give him credit because he is one of the originals. He is the OG of the green room, and I respect his talents, and that's one David Holliday. Avi says, welcome to the main event. He makes no bones about who he's backing, and I don't think he has from day one. So I'll give you credit for being consistent. That's like if you're an ass. If you're a consistent ass all the time, I can respect that. But if you're an ass one day and not the next day, I don't respect that. So I'll give you credit for that. You've made it known that you've been backing David Holliday since day one. So in comes the original OG, and I get it, David. I get why you're pissed. You got screwed. I understand. I get it. And you did. I agree with you. I didn't screw you. The other competitors didn't screw you. Pete from Sharpie screwed you. Avi Klein screwed you. The WWAB network screwed you. Maybe James from Right Guard screwed you. I didn't screw you. So before you bark up that tree, know what you're talking about, because you got your hands full with Jamie Sparling. Okay, a martial arts instructor, master of students, master of men, master of children, a man with true intestinal fortitude that can control himself from the inside, who will not let anyone see his poker face. You gotta respect Jamie Sparling. The history between these two, they worked together, the grudge, they were friends, they were on stage together. There's a lot of stuff, jealousy maybe. Jamie, I will say that to say this, though, Jamie. I did like the Bruce Lee t-shirt. Jamie, can I tell you that? I like the Bruce Lee shirt. I like the bear in the back. I like that you had that. Listen, again, no offense to the animal lovers out there. Did I reference that before? The PCA? What? I don't know. Somebody correct me. I don't want to be politically incorrect. It's just, listen, strictly parody and satirical purposes. You get it? It's a work. Am I going to tell you this? Let's stay between reality and here. You got the GOC? Bruce Lee. I like the shirt, Jamie. I just want to get on to that point. A video montage. Again, unbelievable. David says he'll make you famous. That stuck out to me. And this is what I'm here for. To tell you what stuck out to me. To give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. He says he'll make you famous, Jamie. That's what he said. Let that marinate in as we move on with the main event and continue here in the green room. David Halladay and Jamie Sparling. Avi changes the rules because you never know what's going to happen. Avi's making it crystal clear. He calls Jamie a dog. The challenges first before deciding the best of three. This is what Avi does with the challenges. You know how he typically turns the photo over, gives you the best of three if the photo comes up, and he lets you know, not this time. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he's changing the rules, but the best of three will not be decided by pulling the photo until after the challenges. Here we go with the first category, the main event of the evening, David Halladay and Jamie Sparling. The first category, Q&A from the viewers. Now, I didn't get to send my question. And did Jay Brony send in the question? I believe he did. Avi, you didn't answer it. Don't tell people to send in questions for the Q&A, for the competition, if you're not going to answer them. Listen, I'm just telling you what Jay Brony told me. He said it. I didn't say it. Q&A. David calls heads, and heads it is. Avi's all excited. He was all excited, jumping around like a high school cheerleader. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was wearing Bobby socks. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was wearing high heels. I don't advise jumping around in high heels. Not that I would know that, but he was jumping around. He was so excited like a little schoolgirl. I'm just telling you what I saw. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Jay Brony reports back to me. Don't you get it yet? So I'm going to say that to say this. Here it is. Jamie goes first. The first order of business, Jamie. This is what we have to do. Avi puts out the question to Jamie Sparling. The first order of business in the green room. This is a question that comes in. Jamie responds by saying the first thing he would do is eliminate David Halladay from the green room, and he would have fun and bring back entertainment and fun in his way to the green room. So in turn, the question that's asked by the viewers for David Halladay, they ask David Halladay if he ever respected Jamie. And at first, David says yes, a long time ago. They have a long history. We know that. David says, Jamie, you should have stayed away. But you didn't. You didn't stay away, Jamie. I'm sorry. You should have stayed with the kids in Wisconsin, Jamie. But you didn't do it. You remember the days back to elevated stages? Elevated stages. That's right. I said elevated stages. I'm sorry, Jamie. That's what David Halladay said Saturday night. Go back and check the videotape. The Q&A question number 2 goes to Jamie. Jamie, the question, this is coming from the viewers. Why do you lack tenacity? Why are you so soft? I can't believe that a viewer would even ask that question. There's nothing soft about Jamie Sparling. He's a mixed martial artist. He's wearing a Bruce Lee shirt. So I don't know why a fan would ask that question. Jamie answered it like any professional would. The next question that Avi asks David, what are you doing, David? What is it that makes your work ethic? Why are people overlooking? Because you have such great work ethic and you're so talented. If I'm phrasing the question the right way from Avi, why are you being overlooked? But before that, Jamie responds with, he doesn't want to shortchange the masses. Avi alludes to Jamie that he's shortchanging the masses. You're supposed to be impartial, Klein. As we're an hour and 30 minutes in. We're an hour and a half in here. 4 hours into an hour and 45 minutes is what I'm estimating. That's what you get here for Entertainment Personified. Breaking down the green room with the Guardian of Chaos. Because I tell it like it is. Shortchanging the masses. That's what Avi says to Jamie Sparling. I wanted to throw that in there because that's what I noted. So David comes up, main event, bear with me. I work hard. He alleges he's had a knife to his throat. He's been chased by goons. He's been arrested. Nobody understands his talent. Nobody knows what David Halladay's going through. Let's play the violin for the OG. So that's what David's talking about here. I don't want to break it down into pure word-by-word detail. Let's carry on to David and Jamie, the main event. Question number 3, because this went on for a while because it was a tough match. It was the main event. Why don't you just go away, was the question from the fans. Avi Klein puts it out there to Jamie. Why don't you just go away? Jamie says, I'm here to stay. And Captain Candy Corn Glasses is out. I love that response. The question to David. Now we're on number 3 here. Would Jamie have a role if you win as host of the Green Room? Again, David says yes, then he says no. He said, Jamie, you're not funny. You're not engaging. Backhanded compliment after backhanded compliment from a longtime friend. I don't know if I have a job for you, Jamie Sparling, says David Holliday. I don't know if I have a job. Let's move on to the next question. Jamie, why are you even in the tournament? I don't know where these questions came from or why disrespectful fans would even put. I don't believe that my fans would do that or the WWAB or the Green Room fans would ask these questions. So I don't know where you came up with all these preguntas. I really don't. You see what I did there? So Jamie's response to there is, it's pretty simple, Jamie's response. He prefers and refers to the bear on the wall, if I have my notes correct. He's here to take out David. That's why he's in the tournament. And he says to the bear on the wall, just like the pictures on the wall here in the bunker, Jamie refers to the bear on the wall, saying that David Holliday, that could be you in this tournament, and that's what's going to happen. David, in turn, will you admit Jamie is better than you if he wins? This is a question from the fans that Avi Klein's presenting. Fiesta Fine Klein. So David's question, will you admit Jamie is better if he wins? David says yes, and then he laughs. Nobody laughs like that. David laughs. He starts referring to Christmas and not taking it seriously. And this is where Avi comes up and starts getting giddy again and mentions the Easter Bunny. You can't make it up. So I don't know what's happening in this matchup. At that point, you're almost 4 hours in for the Green Room. That's what you get. Let's move on here as we're ready to wrap it up. David versus Jamie, the main event. Here's the votes. The votes come in. Pete votes for Jamie. Avi votes for David. Jamie, listen, Pete actually says, and I love this comment. Pete, I'll give you credit. I like the mixed martial arts reference here with Jamie Sparling. Pete says that Jamie roundhoused David in that segment and in that challenge. I love it. I got to say it. I do. So Pete votes Jamie. Avi votes David. Let's go to the fans. And the fans, for whatever reason, they went with the original. I can't dispute it. They went with David. They went with David. And then we go back to the all 4 on the screen, and Avi's on the phone. He's like distracted. I don't know what he's doing. He's actually talking about the New York Knicks. He's blowing Pete off. He's on the phone. He's distracted. I'm surprised. Very unprofessional. I would never see him do that. Avi asks again, after Pete had already voted for Jamie, he asks again, who are you going to vote for? David says, I hate Sharpie. It comes out, Pete. I hope you're paying attention. David says, I come out. It comes right out and says, I hate Sharpie. And Avi is trying to say again, Pete, who'd you vote for? After the votes were already in, who did you vote for? This is what keeps happening. And I'll note this, Mickey Doyle voted for Jamie. So David Holliday, when you're talking about the originals and the gangsters and the original 4 and the people that started all this and the Green Room in the beginning, just know that your brother out of the original 4, Mickey Doyle, voted against you. Remember that. And I hope you're still watching an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes here. I hope you're still watching this. Unbelievable. Avi says, I'll give you 46 more minutes to vote. David ends up going up 1-0. It's unbelievable how Avi went. Avi obviously went out of his way to do this. Unbelievable. David Holliday is up 1-0. The next challenge is monologues. And I'll say that to say this. Jamie gave a powerful, articulate, well-spoken, fair, firm, and consistent monologue. He really stepped it up in that part of the game because he needed to. And again, David's monologue challenge. He mentions things like apples. Making love to apples. Where are you going, David Holliday? He talks about Rip Van Winkle. Pretenders and contenders. Climbing trees and chopping down trees. Says he's overly ambitious. I yearn. Where are you going, David? Dominance is his calling card. He rambles on. It's powerful. It's a powerful monologue. I'll give both guys credit. David was spot on. Let that sink in. Dominance is his calling card. David Holliday, Jamie Sparling. He actually, during the promo, took off the candy corn glasses. David Holliday, hats if you will, all he's been through, took off the candy corn glasses for this monologue. And you know what? He hit it out of the ballpark. Here we go with the votes. Pete votes Jamie. Avi, obviously, again, votes David. The fans vote, and then they're going to go to an unprecedented talent panel vote. The tension was unbelievable. You're going to be stunned. You're going to be surprised at the outcome and the role that I played in this. The tension, you could cut it like a knife. Again, that reference of like a hot knife through butter. If you're going to get it correct, anybody, you can borrow it. I get it. I appreciate it. I'm humbled by it. All the votes came in. It was tied. It kept going back and forth. The tension was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Avi did an unprecedented thing, and he went to the panel, and I was still in the green room. Howard Collado was nowhere to be found. Rock Richards was nowhere to be found. Miranda was nowhere to be found. Maria was nowhere to be found. Del Wilkes, J.C. Farina, Ken Patera, none of them were there to be found. Andy McDaniel, nobody was in the green room at that point except the GOC because I stayed dedicated and I was there to the end. So it came down to my vote. At an hour and 40 minutes in, I voted for David Holliday because not only is he original, not only did he get screwed, I felt he got screwed. I've been screwed. I understand what it's like. I've been in his shoes. I walked a mile in his shoes. I voted for David Holliday, and I was the deciding vote. Holliday, you owe me. I didn't do it for that, but that's the way it turned out. I gave my honest opinion. You owe me, Holliday. Do you understand that? I voted for you. Jamie, no offense. It's business. It's not personal. It's business. And you're going to find out as we wrap up this show here, make it under 2 hours, and the realness of Bill DeMott from Face Value. I'm about ready to wrap up this show here. That's what happened. David Holliday is up 1-0. He won both challenges. He swept Jamie Sparling. It's the best 2 out of 3. Avi pulled out the photo of David Holliday. The suspense is gone. This is a 2 out of 3. Holliday's up 1-0. That's all you need to know. David said Jamie was good tonight, but just not good enough. And David Holliday closes it off with saying, you all need me. You all need me, David Holliday. Is that true? You all need me. David Holliday up 1-0 in the sweep this past Saturday night. I got to kick back a little bit. You're coming up on almost 2 hours live to tape, unedited, and you're going to see it tonight. So that's what happened. As we close the show here, we go to a wrap-up show that I kind of enjoyed, and maybe they'll do this in the future. It's Pete and Avi doing a wrap-up show. Pete once again mentions Davis Jubilee golfing. Avi mentions that it pains him that Get Out Clown, yours truly, the GOC won. And he even said, Avi said, someday maybe we'll do the dance. You know what I say to that, Avi Klein, or anybody else that's listening to me, or anybody in the competitors anywhere in the world? Like I've said throughout my whole career, don't sing it. Bring it. If you're feeling froggy, leap. It's pretty simple. But I do appreciate it. I will say that. And Pete, I'll give you a little credit. You said I brought it. You said you were surprised. I don't know why you're surprised, Pete. Put your money down where your mouth is. Put it on a proven product that will deliver every single time out. So don't be surprised, Pete. Put your money where your mouth is and put it on the person that's going to deliver results for you like I've done in everything I've ever done in my life. So thank you. And no, you can't have the glasses. And no, it wasn't purely my fault on those issues. You're not taking the glasses. I paid $350 for these, Pete, back 20 years ago. They're Oakley's. Oh, come on, man. Why I gotta give them? Pay me. Put me on the host of the green show. Let me earn it. Make me earn it. I'll respect you for it. Maybe I'll give you the glasses. Maybe we'll donate it for charity, for auction. Well, yeah, right now, if I gave them to you, I would feel naked, P. I don't want to be naked on the air. I already said I was shooting blanks, which you know isn't true. Well, it's not. It's not true. It's a work, man. I want to close it up here in all seriousness because I took this serious. I don't know how anybody else took it, but I've been around long enough to know that I took what this man said, Hugh Morris, Bill DeMott, face value, and what this man stands for and what he does. I took it seriously as we end this show before 2 hours. And I want you to watch, and I'm glad you stayed till the end. And I greatly appreciate all of you that watch this, and especially the fans. It means a lot to me that you're watching this product. That's the real part of me. Bill DeMott. What did we do? Avi? Are you listening, Avi? What did we do? Letting others in. Tearing apart the WWAB Podcast Network. Trying to pit OG versus OG. All the shows. World's Strongest Podcast. Breaking the Ice. Face Value. Maintaining the Truth. Making Waves. Road to Recovery. Unmasking the Truth. We had something special. It was great. We were giving out knowledge. We were connecting to the masses. What did you do, Avi Klein? It wasn't enough. You got to earn it to get in this circle. But we got greedy. We pulled the curtain back. This should have been settled in-house. And now the real competition starts when Hugh Morris, Bill DeMott shows up. And you know what, Bill? I've never met you personally, although I feel like I've known you over these last bunch of months because weekly I allow you, Bill DeMott, into my house. Do you understand, Hugh Morris, and the respect I have for you as a man and what you stand for? I allow you into my house every Tuesday night. I agree with what you said, Bill DeMott. And it was a strong message. And like I said, I never met you. But I hope one day that I do. And until then, I will continue to watch the WWAB network. Whether I'm a part of the competition, not a part of the competition, whether I win, lose, no matter what happens. This is what you get. This is the passion. And if you stayed to the end, you understand what I'm talking about. There's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the guardian of chaos, Big Daddy, that make things happen. And I'll say that to say this. Don't you dare miss it.